We have walked the halls of a galactic empire built on pure logic. We have decoded the cold mathematical certainty of psychohistory. For decades, the grand project of science fiction, as defined by masters like Isaac Asimov, was to solve the future, to treat humanity as a formula to be calculated and the universe as a machine to be understood. But what if the future isn't a math problem? What if it's a poem? What if the most important questions are not about how to control humanity, but about what it truly means to be human? There was another voice in the cosmos, a quieter, more dangerous, and perhaps more profound voice, the voice of the Anti-Asimov. Her name was Ursula K. Le Guin. She didn't build empires. She explored societies. She didn't write about superintelligences and robots. She wrote about the complex alien intelligences within ourselves. Her tools were not physics and mathematics, but anthropology, sociology, and a radical sense of empathy. So today, we journey to the other side of the science fiction galaxy. We are not here to predict the future. We are here to question it. We will decode the work of the master who warned us about our own best intentions by exploring two of her most powerful and ambiguous prophecies: a world without gender that forever changed our understanding of identity, and a perfect anarchist utopia that came with a terrible, unbearable price. Le Guin's first great prophecy begins not with a bang, but with a question so fundamental, most of us never even think to ask it: what would humanity be like without men and women? This is the thought experiment at the heart of her masterpiece, The Left Hand of Darkness. She takes us to a remote, ice-bound planet called Gethin, a world nicknamed Winter by its first human visitor. The inhabitants of Winter are human, but for most of their lives, they exist in a state of androgyny, without any fixed gender. Once a month, they enter a fertile phase called Kemmer, during which they temporarily and unpredictably adopt either male or female biology. Anyone can be a mother. Anyone can be a father. This isn't a story about alien biology. It's a scalpel used to dissect the very foundations of our own world. Le Guin masterfully explores the consequences. On a planet with no permanent gender, there is no concept of sexual inequality. There is no structural patriarchy. And most profoundly, in the entire recorded history of Gethin, there has never been a large-scale, organized war. She forces us to confront a terrifying possibility that the very division of our species into two fixed genders might be the source code for our most ingrained power structures, our deepest conflicts, and our most violent impulses. Written in 1969, at a time when these ideas were revolutionary, Le Guin wasn't just predicting the future. She was drafting the philosophical language for our entire modern conversation about gender fluidity, identity, and the roles society imposes on us. She wasn't writing about aliens. She was writing about the invisible cages we build for ourselves. If gender shapes our personal lives, what shapes our societies? This question led to Le Guin's second great prophecy, a novel she subtitled An Ambiguous Utopia, The Dispossessed. It is the story of two worlds, twin planets locked in a silent, ideological war. The first is Anaris, a barren desert moon populated by the descendants of an anarchist revolution. There is no government, no money, no private property. Everything is shared. It is a society built on a single beautiful promise: absolute freedom and cooperation. But the price of this utopia is a life of constant hardship, scarcity, and social pressure. The other world is Uras, a paradise of lush forests and vibrant cities. It is a world of immense wealth, breathtaking art, and unlimited opportunity. It is our world, a capitalist society, amplified. But the price of this utopia is systemic inequality, rampant consumerism, and the quiet oppression of those left behind. Le Guin commits the ultimate literary heresy. She refuses to pick a side. She shows us the profound beauty of the anarchist dream, a world without greed, and its suffocating cost in individual expression. She shows us the incredible dynamism of the capitalist world, a world of beauty and innovation, and its inherent brutal injustice. This is the core of our mission here at the Future Past, to explore these complex, uncomfortable questions. If you believe that science fiction is a mirror for our own deepest dilemmas, consider subscribing. Your support is the fuel that allows us to continue these philosophical expeditions. Now, Le Guin's ultimate warning is that the true wall is not between planets, but within ourselves. That any perfect system, whether anarchist or capitalist, will eventually be threatened by the one variable it can never control: human nature. This is the final unsettling pillar of her legacy. Asimov gave us a future of systems, of logic, of answers. Le Guin gave us a future of societies, of empathy, and of questions. And it is Le Guin's questions that haunt us today. We live in a world grappling with the very concepts she put on trial 50 years ago. We debate the nature of gender and identity, trying to dismantle the invisible cages of social roles she wrote about in The Left Hand of Darkness. We see a generation rising up to question the very foundations of our economic systems, haunted by the same inequalities that plague the paradise of Urus. We dream of a more cooperative, sustainable world, but we fear the cost in personal freedom. The very dilemma of the anarchists on Anaris, Asimov's genius was in creating systems to control the future. Le Guin's genius was in showing us that the most complex systems are not in the stars, but inside ourselves. She understood that technology and politics are easy. What's hard is human nature. Her stories don't offer us a clean, predictable utopia. They warn us that utopia, if it comes at the cost of our own complexity and freedom, is the most dangerous trap of all. Her work is not a roadmap to a perfect future. It is a mirror to our imperfect present. In the end, the work of Ursula K. Le Guin is not a prediction. It is an invitation to look past the hardware of the future, the spaceships and the computers, and to focus on the human software within. She didn't write about what technology will do to us. She wrote about the choices technology will force us to make. The true main character in her stories is not a person or a planet, but the very concept of society, constantly struggling to find a balance between freedom and order, the individual and the collective. Here at the Future Past, we believe that exploring these ambiguous philosophical dreams is essential. These stories are the monoliths of our social age. They are the source code of our modern debates, the foundational blueprints for the futures we are now, through our own difficult choices, trying to build. They don't give us comfort or escape. They give us a warning, a mirror. If you were captivated by this journey into the mind of the master who warned us about utopia, subscribe to our channel and join the great debate below. Let us know in the grand duel of ideas, are you Team Asimov or Team Le Guin? The logician or the anthropologist? Let us know why. Join us as we continue to unearth the incredible futures that never were.